Hey, thanks for checking this out. My name's Corey. My whole purpose here is to help make your podcast better, the audio quality, the content, getting that exposure to your listeners. So this whole episode is about the title length of your episode, so often overlooked, but it makes such a big difference because that's how you're first getting your audience, these new people that you're not exposed to come check out your episode. So real quick, the ideal length, and obviously there's do's and don'ts about this, is 7 to 8 words, which is like 36 characters. That is what you're aiming for. A lot of reasoning and logic behind that, which I'm going to get into right now, but interesting to note for you, since 2010, it has been shown that the title length for podcast episodes has gotten longer. However, the actual length of podcast, the audio itself, has gotten shorter. Just an interesting little note for you. Now, the reason the length of the titles is getting longer, people trying to beat the system, throwing more words, more keywords, more phrases to help out with the SEO, which is search engine optimization. So two things to keep in mind that play a factor into this is humans and robots. So let's go with the human aspect of it. They're searching through their phone and that's typically how a lot of people find their podcasts, and they're looking and, oh, this just got cut off. The length of it is too long. I can't read the end. Okay, I'm just gonna scroll over it. People's attention spans are so short and they're not gonna click on something they're not necessarily familiar with. So you need to put all the key information at the front. Therefore, you don't run the risk of it getting cut off. I'll get a little bit more into that in a second. The other aspect of it, like I mentioned a second ago, is robots. The SEO, which you've probably seen, maybe you've heard of, maybe you know what it is. Search engine optimization. And that's how your new audience will find you. Typing into that search engine, those keywords or phrases, guest names that you may have, that's how they come upon your podcast, because that's what you have in your title. And when they type it in, like I said, their search engine, that's what pops up. So you've got those two elements at play here. So some do's and some don'ts. The do's: front load the title of your podcast. So if you're talking about the coronavirus and the misinformation about that, put that at the beginning. If you've got important guests on your show, Hulk Hogan, maybe you've got Tom Brady, whoever, put that at the front of the title of your episode. That way I will for sure see it and it plays a better role into the SEO as well. But it's more importantly, as a human, I'm searching, I see that right off the get-go. Oh, you've got me, you've pulled me in, I'm gonna check it out. With your title, you want to think of it as a news headline. You're grabbing my attention right off the bat with it or not. And it'll make me either want to listen or pass on it, just like a newspaper. The headlines, they are attention grabbing. That's what makes you want to read one versus the other one, because they did a better job at grabbing your attention, or that information is key or pertinent to you versus another one. So something to kind of keep in mind as you put it and formulate it together, because it, once again, is so important to get an audience through your title. You gotta do and put some time into this. Otherwise, if you overlook it and just throw it together, you're not taking advantage and potentially wasting a great episode that nobody's ever gonna listen to. And whatever your title is, you need to deliver on that promise. So if you're talking about coronavirus misinformation, you better have that in your podcast. If you go on a tangent about something else not related, or you talk about something completely different from misinformation when it comes to the coronavirus, you didn't deliver on your title. You just lost me. You had one chance to get me. You lost me. I'm not coming back. So deliver on the promise. And maybe something you should do is consider framing your title as a thought-provoking question. Once again, it needs to deliver on that. You need to talk about whatever that is, but it's a good way to grab somebody's attention. And as I mentioned, you want to have all the important guest names at the beginning, those keywords at the beginning as well. So here's a great example, one I'm just making up right now on the fly, how the Houston Astros scandal unfolded. So that's a big topic right now. I've got Houston Astros in there, I've got scandal in there, somebody searching about that, okay, that should pop up. Or NFL's Tom Brady talks about daily routine. So keywords, NFL, Tom Brady. Tom Brady's a guest on this episode. He's talking about his daily routine. There you go. I just got those people interested in those things, NFL, Tom Brady, and I'm pulling them in right off the bat. That was a short, to the point title. Don't make it unnecessarily long. That doesn't help you out. That's a don't. Going into the don'ts right now. Don't just throw in random keywords and phrases thinking that more is better. It is not. And I talked about this in this episode. Actually goes into more of the don'ts, more detailed stuff I'm not covering here because it's more about podcasting in general, but you should definitely click that and listen to it, is don't throw in your podcast name in the title. It's redundant. We see it as we're searching. We don't need to see that in our title. Also, don't be too clever or tricky with your title name. If it's too much, too clever, too over the top of my head, you're not pulling me in, you just lost me. I'm not gonna bother, I'm gonna move on. You wanna deliver on the promise. You're not trying to confuse me right off the get-go. You see that a lot, people thinking, oh, I got this incredible guest, you're never gonna believe who, talking about the coronavirus, click here to listen. No, you would have been much better served to put in their actual name. Once again, search engine optimization plus me as a listener, a viewer, a potential, audience member of yours. Oh, I see that they're talking on their podcast. I'll listen to that versus some mysterious guest. It doesn't help you, it hurts you by doing that. Don't be too clever. So just don't overdo it when it comes to your title, but deliver on whatever it is, deliver on that promise, make it short and sweet, add the important keywords at the front, and just treat it as a news headline basically, and you should be good to go. More information on podcasts, like trying to help you out, trying to help you grow your audience, trying to make your audio quality better. I got it all in my podcast playlist. You can click on that. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If not, it's not gonna hurt me, give it a thumbs down, you do you. But do click subscribe if you enjoy this and you like the content, and click the bell button because I got more videos coming out, because I just wanna help you have a better product at the end of the day. And I don't want you to put all this time and effort into something and nobody listening to it. So I'm gonna help you out with growing your audience and more. And yeah, if you got questions, hit me up below, hit me up on social media. I got all the links below. And otherwise, appreciate you watching. You have a good one. I don't know what I did there. That might get taken out, it may not. I feel like I'm a Zoolander. Anyways, thanks for watching.